Hi everybody, it's Cricket from Woolly Cricket. Welcome to everybody that is still with me, and welcome to the new ones. You never know when you open that up if you're going to have a new one or a lost one. I've lost one. I don't know. It's life. Somebody might not like what I said or the way I looked or I don't know. Maybe how I even sound. I get that a lot here in Colorado. People make fun of me because I sound southern. But it's okay. They don't. Um, they don't have to talk to me if they don't want to. Right? Right. Okay. I am working on dog sweaters. This color is called cornflower. It's for Rebecca at Positivity. She sent me an order. We've worked together for a while. I really enjoy working with her. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to start trying to make the fisherman's rib dog sweater for her to let her see. And then she asked me, I'm sewing in ends. She asked me if I could maybe do a herringbone for this fall. So we're going to see if that will work. I don't like the idea of doing a herringbone because it's not going to stretch. It's not a. Mostly I like these because they stretch, and it's easier to. You don't have to have exact measurements. So maybe if we do a herringbone, y'all got any ideas? The herringbone on the back, across the back of the dog, like this section back here, and then make all this rib. Maybe we will see what she thinks, because that way it would fit more. You know, if the parents of the pet just picks a package up and doesn't actually measure the dog, they think, oh, I'll just get a medium, and the dog actually needs like a medium, a small medium, then it still fits because these cables stretch quite a bit. Or if they need a bigger size, like if you need an actual medium large for your dog, then it stretches enough that way. Mostly you're just going to have to worry about the length. You could get either side of it, but you want your pooch to be comfortable. So let's turn this inside out and do the stitches. I did do a little short tutorial. I'll have to hook the videos together because my husband and his team lead came in to get in the swim spa. They were out. I heard them coming through the door, so I turned my phone off record. And then I went back and finished it, so it'll be in two little sections. And I don't know if I'm good enough at editing. Dang it. Do you ever do that? Do you ever try to put your yarn on the needle and it splits it, and then you got a fuzzy end to try to cram through that hole of that needle? There it goes. I'm doing great today. How are you guys doing? And I guess we will hear motorcycles now instead of my Kylo because he's not with us. But in spirit, maybe, because there's been some crazy things happening around here. I set my phone on the little. We have storage containers in the living room, and I usually put my phone there to charge it. And it was like Tuesday or Wednesday after Kylo was gone. My phone fell off. Don't make any sense why, but it just did. And then my husband always keeps like a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi on the coffee table because of his back surgery. Yes, I know it drives me crazy too, but he can't get down the steps easily to get where they're stored. So I have to be lenient since he's had back surgery and learn not to be such a pain in the butt. I still want to be a pain in the butt, but that's just me. I don't like stuff just sitting around, and my knitting room is cluttered enough for all the rooms. So I'm thinking maybe I can, I don't know, maybe I can get some of this picked up. I'm hoping at some point. I thought about, I'll turn you around here. This one's done. I already had all the other ends worked in, except for the sleeves that I just did. So this one is finished. I'll start a stack right over here. Now, that one's done. Good. Okay, let me turn you around. Let's see. Right here behind my desk. Ooh. That's my printer. This is my printer. This is my screen. And then the desk sits back. There's a little room behind the desk. And I thought about getting some of those cubes that people store their yarn in to set back there behind the monitors, the screens, to see what. And then that way I'll have, oh, sorry, keep doing stupid stuff today. Maybe I can get some of these baskets and bags and stuff just picked up and put up, so I don't have so much just sitting around. I have a lot just sitting around, which drives me crazy. I know, it's not easy. It's not easy to have all this stuff, but I'll show you. These are my clothes. That's my packed up. I don't have a place to put clothes. And then there's more yarn, and there's my mannequin on a bookcase. And then there's bags of yarn behind that. And there's a chest with there's baskets on it here. This has got yarn and stuff in it that's made. And now the grand tour of, there's my chair, there's boxes and books, and then my sewing. And that's Ricky's shower chair that they sent home with him that will not fit in our little bitty tiny bathtub. And then I have all these are colors that Rebecca asked to see. And this is a sweater that Rebecca sent me the shipping label for to send out. And there's my blue-headed mannequin that Echo found at like a restore art that she got me because I was doing hats. So we got that. And I put him behind my sewing machine. And then over here, let me turn you. That is a basket of yarn with some of my clothes on it, because I'm changing sizes so quick that I'm afraid to get rid of all my bigger sizes, because what if I gain some weight? But that, and then we have the chest with baskets on top of it. So I have yarn and stuff just stashed everywhere, and I would like to clean this up a little bit more and get rid of some of these yarn balls. Can go back into the closet where I don't know if you saw it or not. See the curtains? That's actually a closet, and I took the closet doors off and put the long curtains there, so it's easier to get into. And I've got bookcases that I put wheels on the bottom that I can roll out, so I will do that probably today. And I just have stuff crammed everywhere, so I'm got to get this. I can't stand this like this. It's driving me crazy. I need to clean this up, and I don't know where I'm going to put my clothes. I need something to put my clothes in. This is an older home, and the closets are extremely tiny. So there you go. That's what we're working with. So I'm trying to get rid of some of the, when I get the yarn knit up, then I'm trying to put some back in its place and pick up. And I've got today's on my to-do list is to clean up this and maybe let you guys see where it's not so awful. Oh, and my host yarn on cones. See if I can get it up there where you can see it. You can't see it. Oh, I will try to pick you up. Nope, that won't work either. Okay, maybe if I lean it. Can you see the shelf above my closet? That's all host yarn. Post on is it super soft? Which is not really super soft, but that's what it is. That am I cattywampus there? Okay, maybe that's better. Okay, so I would like to get this straightened back up where it doesn't look so awful. I have baskets everywhere. I love my baskets, but I don't know exactly what to do with all these baskets. I need to clean my mess up. So that'll be on my list today, and then maybe you can see that Sunday where I've actually gotten some things straightened up. That will be a plus. But I don't really, it's only a short video today. I'm working on, Rebecca sent me a list of 40 dog sweaters to do, so I will be knitting lots of dog sweaters. She, like I said, she's changing colors. This is one of her new colors for the summer. It's called Cornflower. It's a big twist yarn, which was Joann's, and now Michael's has it. And then you want to see some of the other colors that she, I think I have 3 of them over here. 2. I have 2. Periwinkle, and this is called Magenta. So that's 2, and then there's a brown called Coffee that she added. Let's see. There's three colors. Let's see. Periwinkle, Cornflower, Coffee are new. Magenta's new. And then the ones that we normally had was the navy and cream striped, the light pink, which is the baby pink. Hunter green is the 3 colors that she kept. So I have a few new ones and some old ones that I'm working on, and I'm trying to decide. My knitting is looser, if that could possibly be looser than what it was before, because I've not knit dog sweaters in a while. And when I started with my dog sweaters, and I was like, I'm going to do a medium, and I did the collar, and I always stop and measure to make sure my stitches counts right. It's a size that I told her I would make, and it was a ½ inch bigger. And I'm thinking, shoot, okay, I need to pull this out and start over. And then I thought, nah, let's see what the large neck is. And the large neck was a ½ size bigger. So I'm using a mishmash of sizes, stitch counts, row counts, to make my new sizes. So I'm having to rewrite my book, and what I'm doing is I'm just putting them on index cards right now. So as I knit the large with that yarn, that brand of yarn, I made notes on an index card that this is the stitches I use, the rows I use to make the large, and I kept measuring quite often. So I'm thinking that I will, since I've got the large figured out and I've got a medium figured out, yeah, medium, then I will do all the large sweaters, and then I will do all the medium sweaters, and then I will check and see what I need to adapt for the small, the extra small, the extra small, the extra large, 2 extra large, 3 extra large. I don't think she ordered any 4 extra large, but I'm going to have to adapt everything. That stinks, but that's life. And if you're going to do a consistent product, you have to do things like that. So that's what it is. That's the way it is. Okay, everybody, it's right at 15 minutes, and I've got 2 little short videos, so that'll ought to make a few minutes. And sorry this didn't come out Wednesday early morning. I'm behind because I've been doing dog sweaters, and I will try to do better. I apologize. I'm always behind. You guys know that I can't keep a consistent schedule because I suck at that. But I will let you guys go. I will put the tutorial on here after me jabbering. But if you don't want to stay for the tutorial, which is just how I do my cables and how I keep up with what row I'm on, which might help. It might, you know, I don't know. It might help you. It might not. You might be going, that's stupid. But everybody has their own way of keeping up with where they are. But the only thing that's consistent with me is I adore you guys. I would love to see your knitting, or send me a message and tell me what you're working on and how it's going for you. I love y'all, and I will talk to you Sunday. Bye. Hi everybody, it's Cricket from Woolly Cricket. I am going to show you how I do my cables. It's probably not, that's where I picked up stitches. I'm like, where the heck is my yarn? Okay. It's not unusual, it's not different, it's just the way I do it. So if, I'm sure there's other people out there that do it like I do it, but I'm sure there's people that don't. So, because Echo and Kathy does not. So, all right, I've got to knit one round. So I'm going to do knit two, and I always, with the second stitch here, the second stitch, I knit it with the tail and the working yarn. So then I drop off my tail and I stick it down in the sleeve or the body of the dog sweater. This is a dog sweater order for Positivity, and it's Rebecca at Positivity. We've worked together for several years now, and she has 3 beautiful shops, one in Cape Cod, I think she said, and one in Nantucket, and one in Martha's Vineyard, and she had one in Vail, but I think Vail's hard to get into, and the parking, they started charging for the parking, and you have like 2 parking places per business. So I'm just guessing that might have had a hand in what she and her not being at Vail, and Vail's expensive, so I don't know how her business was doing there, but I did get to go see her when she was there, so that was pretty cool. It wasn't just a voice on the phone or a text message behind my phone. And she's a beautiful lady and has 2 gorgeous kids. So, and the kids love to snow ski. She said they were quite good at them. So I'm like, well, yeah, I used to water ski, but I've never snow skied, so I'm afraid I would break something. All right, and another thing I do, when I'm working on a sleeve, and it's the dog sweater, and I can bunch this up. Let me put it down here where you can see it. I sort of bunch this up underneath. That way it doesn't get tangled up as bad. It's probably not good for the sweater, but it's a dog sweater, and it comes out in the end. So we are on the last row before I do a cable, so I thought I would show you that. Sorry. And when I'm picking up loops and it's sort of big like this, I always try to twist it so it doesn't leave quite as large a hole. And then I use the tail when I'm working in the ends and close that up a little better. Okay. I know that there are several ways people do the cables with where they don't use a cable needle. Some people use those, I don't have one, I would show you, but it's like got a horseshoe sort of shape, and it's got a lump, and where you don't lose your stitches. That they're plastic. You can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Used to be able to get them at Joann's, but Joann's is no longer. So there you go. I use a older double pointed needle. So I just stick it in my knitting somewhere, because it's smaller than what my stitches are. So that's knit 2, purl 2. Well, maybe purl 2. And then I pull my tail down here, this one, and tighten that stitch up so it's not so aggravating. Okay, this is the way I do mine. I'm 3. It's cable 3 front, so I'd put my stitch in the 3, and I just jab it in my knitting like that. Knit my 3, and then pull this needle up and knit my 3 from that needle, so I don't have to transfer it back to my knitting needle. And I hold both needles together, the one I'm working from in the front, and then my regular needle in the back, and then I just jab it back into my knitting so I don't lose it. Sometimes I put it in my mouth. Like now, I'll put it in my mouth when I turn everything, because I'm going to use it again. And so it's knit 2. Try to slow down. I got a comment that I knit too fast to show. When I'm showing you, I'll slow down. And then put the 3 stitches on my double pointed needle and jab it. I just jab it down in there in my knitting so it holds. And do my 3 from my live stitches, and then I pull this back up and knit those 3. Yep. And sometimes it's at the end of the double pointed needle. This one wants to get away from me sometimes, and I have to push it back through. But I'll show you one more time because I've got one more on this last side. Alright, I'm back. Everybody come in and was talking, so I shut my camera off, so we'll have to make this part 2 of this. But, we get over here on this. This was Kylo's day bed where he slept, so I've got where I sit here quite a bit. Alright, last one I'll show you, and then I'll show you how I keep up with what row I'm on. All my little tricks. Right. Put your first 3 on the needle and pull it to the front or the back, depending on which way your cable's running. But my cable's running 3 front, so that's the way I'm doing it. It's a little bit crooked here. There, now that's better. Sorry about all the wiggling. Don't mean to make you seasick. And then knit the 3 from the double pointed needle. Now my husband laughs at me. He's bought me a whole pack of these. I don't remember what brand this is. It's the one that everybody carries, like the Clover, I don't know. I'll look it up. But and he bought me. I don't like this. This is. I don't like that hole right there. So let's see if I can close that up a little bit. Okay, I pull a stitch from below, close that up, and close that up. Now that's a little bit better, but it's still quite wide right there. Okay. So he laughs at me because if I lose this one, and you see it's worn out, and it's got all the color off the ends of it. Focus. Yeah. If I lose that one, then I panic, and it's my. He said, "But I bought you a pack with 5 more." And I'm like, "I know, but it's not the same. You don't understand. You're not a knitter. You don't understand. Everybody has their preference." Okay, how I keep up with what row I'm on. I have 7 rows that I knit around, and then I do another cable. So what I do is I count the sides. So that's 1. That would be 21 of these. Because 7 times 3 is 21. So I count it that way. I go 2. 2. Split that. And this is Big Twist, which was a Joann's brand, but Michael's has it now. So, and Rebecca wanted a cornflower, and luckily even this one is called cornflower. So that worked out really well. I didn't have to rename it something else to suit the customers and then try to figure out, was that the color I was supposed to be working on, or is so she can say cornflower and I will know that it's this one because it is called cornflower. That's 3. But if I need to stop there and I don't want to keep up with, I'm on number 7 or 10, then this is how I keep up with my rows if I'm just counting rows. So that's row 1, and this will be the beginning of, whoop, there was an inner bug. This is the beginning of row 2. So if I have to lay this down, I'm going in the store or something, then I will knit the 2 stitches from the 6. So that tells me when I pick this up, I look at the first 6 in the beginning of a round, and it's like, okay, I'm on row 2 because I knit 2 stitches and I put it down. I hope that makes sense. So the first set of 6, because my cable row, my cable stitches are on a set of 6 right here. There's 6 stitches in this, and then purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. So I end up doing 7 rounds. If I have to stop on my 7th round and I know that it's a large section and it's almost time for the cable row, I will do all 6 and then the next purl 2. That lets me know I'm on row 7. But for this one, the first set of 6 that I come to on the round, if it was on the body, it would be the first set of 6 past my beginning of round stitch marker, and I do 2 stitches. That way, when I pick it back up, I'm like, okay, I'm on row 2. So there you go. That's how I do keep up with where I am, because I'm constantly jumping up and down, and I will see you guys in a little bit.